going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 21 Ultimate Team video. It's time to bring back MUT Recap. We've missed the last couple weeks. Normally when we miss a couple weeks in MUT Recap, it's due to having content on Mondays. So we had the Blitz promo, and I think there was something before that where we had some content on Mondays. But we're back, we're here, and if you guys are new to this channel or new to the series, it's a weekly video with an asterisk next to it where we break down everything that's going on in the world of Madden 21 Ultimate Team. We're talking about gameplay, promos, future content, things like that. And as always, we're going to start the video with a weekend league recap. Now, we're going to be kind of talking about next-gen gameplay specifically because I am on the PS5 and we did play next-gen weekend league. If you were unaware, gameplay is totally different, man. Next-gen weekend league just feels completely different and there's a lot less people playing on it. So, let's go ahead and go over my embarrassing record here. We finished with 15 wins, 15-10. I will say this, I'm disappointed and optimistic at the same time because it started off really rough for me. 4-6. I started, my record was 4-6 in weekend league. I then ended up turning that around and getting all the way to 14-7. So I think I won 10 out of 11 games to get to 14-7. I started playing better, started understanding the game a little bit more. And before I explain the rest of the weekend league, at that point, 14-7, we got matched up against Badger Season. I don't know if Badger watches my videos, but he did stop into the stream after our game and we talked for a moment. But this guy who went 23-2 ended up beating me. And honestly, it wasn't a bad loss for me. I was down one score with the ball to finish out the game. I think I didn't have any timeouts, so it was against the clock kind of. And I thought I had a pass downfield to Tyreek Hill to maybe win the game or get into field goal range. I think I lost by 3. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and review the tape. But it was a one-score game. It was a totally winnable game. And the fact that I played pretty solid and kept up with this guy who went 23-2 was super encouraging for me. So I said, you know what? I think at the time he was 17-2. I wasn't too mad at it. But then after that, I lost 2 more. So we went from 4-6 to 14-7 to 14-10. And with one game to go, we won our last game, got 15 wins, but it was disappointing finish, disappointing start. The middle was really good. And I think the biggest thing for me is on old gen gameplay, I ran a lot of man coverage. Man-to-man is not as good on next gen. Defense just in general is not as good. It's really tough to stop the passing game. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about that at this point. And so that was one key area where I struggled a lot, was pass coverage, figuring out a new defense, because I've been primarily playing man-to-man all season long, and to just switch your whole defense, go to zone and try to figure out what you want to do there in a game mode or in a gameplay where pass coverage isn't the greatest right now, it was a little frustrating. The other thing was totally on me. I wish I had a counter of how many times I threw interceptions, not even in the red zone, but in like within the 10-yard line. So just so many touchdowns that I gave up, and a couple of them were like 99-yard pick sixes because I made a bad read. So definitely a room for improvement. I think I can play a lot better. The thing with Weekend League on Next Gen, and I don't know how it is on the Xbox X and Xbox S, but if we look at the top 100 guys, 17 wins is getting you in, even 16. There's just not a lot of people on Next Gen. I think the majority, especially a lot of the good players, better players, are still on old gen consoles. I don't know what Weekend League was looking like over there, but I'd imagine you probably needed 19 or 20 wins to get in. You see this, 16. Some people are getting it with 16. It hasn't closed yet. We got about a little less than an hour. But for the most part, even into Saturday night, or even Thursday night, when I was 4-6, I was still in the top 100. I was in the top 100 most of the weekend until Sunday evening is when I got bumped out and these people with 16 wins overtook me. But I'm encouraged. I'm gonna get better. Listen, the gameplay's a lot slower. There feel like there are some issues with acceleration where some guys, the game speed's slower, right? But some guys don't even get to that slow game speed. They kind of feel like they're running on ice and they just get stuck in this like weird running animation that they can never get out of. It's like shackles on the feet, and hopefully that's something that gets addressed. I think the other thing here is that pass coverage is just really bad. the zones don't always play where they need to play. Man coverage gets burnt a lot. Just throwing like streaks is almost unstoppable. Like if you have somebody who's playing, with like Tyreek Hill and maybe a powered up DK Metcalf. I had to play a guy who had a 98 speed DK Metcalf. You can literally just throw streaks, and even with safety help over the top, they are just outrunning players, and the zones just don't appear to be reacting completely. I don't think it's a bad game. I know a lot of people think it's terrible. There's definitely some patches and fixes that need to be made. But I do gotta say, I find it really, really funny, right, that all of a sudden old gen Madden 21 is like the greatest gameplay ever to everybody because they don't like this one now. And this is like this cycle that happens every year in Madden. And now that we technically got 2 titles in 1 year, it's happening again. Everybody crowns the previous year's game when the new one comes out. And then all of a sudden, like, so I guarantee you next year, Madden 22, right? Madden 21 is going to be the greatest game ever created to some people. I think some people just automatically hate the game because it's EA, because it's Madden, or because they're just not winning a lot. I think losing makes you have a negative thought about the game. I have been all about with this one. I don't think it's a great game at all. It's lacking a lot of things. They need to fix a lot of things. I'm talking about new gen specifically. I really like the gameplay on old gen. I have all year, minus dropped interceptions, but you guys know that's my beef all the time. I'm focusing more on less complaining about this and just trying to get better, trying to adapt to the new game. I knew there would be some growing pains with next gen Madden as soon as I played it, and 15 wins, I think for me, there's a couple games I left on the table. I think we can get to 17, 18, so that's what I'm going to be striving for next. If you played on old gen, if you played on new gen, it doesn't matter. Let me know down below in the comment section. What did you like about Weekend League? What didn't you like? What are you struggling with? What worked for you? And if you reached a career high in wins in Weekend League, let me know. I want to hear the success stories. I want to hear, what's going wrong with the game as well. But I want to hear some of you guys with your success stories, because I'm sure a lot of you had them. So that was my Weekend League. Let's go ahead and recap the week of content. Starting last Monday was kind of the end of the Blitz promo, so we'll use this time to recap it a little bit. I did that a little more with our No Money Spent squad. We dropped a video last week, I think Tuesday, kind of recapping the Blitz promo, going over all the pickups and upgrades we made on the No Money Spent squad. But just to give a brief summary of it, I thought it was great. I think it catered to money spenders. I thought it catered to no money spent people. I thought it catered to people who are in between that maybe spend a little bit of money. The market dropped. There were so many really good cards, so many usable cards that became very affordable for anybody playing this game. Legends, 50 cards, you name it. The training was really, really cheap. I thought the money offers, the ones that you actually spent money on, there were some really good ones. There were some forgettable ones as well. It made so many sets completable for MasterCards like Night Train Lane. The Tyreek Hill and Cam Chancellor were pretty solid MasterCards. I'll be honest, Cam Chancellor has played way better for me in next-gen gameplay than he did on old-gen. Now, is that a coincidence? More than likely. But Tyreek Hill is almost a must. I shouldn't even say almost. He is a must-have for new-gen gameplay because of the way pass defense is playing right now. Tyreek Hill, you definitely got to get it. So I think the MasterCards were really, really good for the promo. And just overall, I think it catered to everybody. They gave you a lot of solos, a lot of opportunities to earn Blitz Bolts, which were free to earn. You just had to play solos, house rules, and whatnot. So Blitz to me this year was definitely a big thumbs up and A+. Moving on to Tuesday, of course, we had Team of the Week. Pretty solid Team of the Week cards. The limited was Janoris Jenkins, I think one of the top corners in the game. Giants Steam Team looking pretty good in the secondary after adding that card. And then Jeremy Chin, the Player of the Week, I thought was another really, really good card. I haven't used him yet, but he's an incredibly well-balanced safety, good zone, good man, good hit power, fast. I think he's pretty tall as well. I'm going to be picking that card up from my No Money Spent squad. And the beauty of that card is that because he doesn't have a power-up, I wish he did, but because he doesn't, his card is really affordable, like low 200K for one of the top tier safeties in the game. I think that's good for everybody. And then the heroes, not as good, but Willis McGahee was one of them. Really cool to see him in the game. If you know his history, his bad injury in college, he was a dominant player in college. I don't remember how much success he had in the NFL. If it was, it probably wasn't as good as he was projected to be, right, coming out of college and then that injury, but still cool to see him in the game. I love seeing the guys that are getting cards of, players that I grew up watching as I was younger. So cool to see him. And then DeMarcus Ware was the other hero. So that was Team of the Week Tuesday. Pretty good drop. I think the previous 2 weeks were pretty forgettable, not great. So to see some good cards come out in Team of the Week this past week, it was good to see that. The next day was Wild Card Wednesday, and we got a big surprise. Not only did they bring back Campus Heroes, but also they gave us 24 new cards, 24 92 overall. So a fan favorite like Campus Heroes coming back is really cool, and it gave us some pretty solid cards. I like the whole design of it. What I would expect going forward is that we will probably, not every Wednesday, but every couple Wednesdays on Wildcard Wednesday, probably get like 5 new Campus Heroes into the game. But the initial drop of 24 was cool. Love that they did a reroll pack. I love that the reroll pack had a opportunity to get a 92 out of it. I think it was pretty fairly priced. I love the set design, being that you have to put 32 of those 82 overalls in the set, and then you get a fantasy pack to pick the one that you want. That means, I'm just thinking ahead here, right? When they drop new Campus Heroes, I would think that the sets are probably going to be you could do them early and then have the fantasy pack to pick the new one. But I don't know what happens if they boost them to a 93, 94, 95 overall. They probably alter the sets. Then it's going to get a little more difficult. But I would think the next drop of Campus Heroes, I wouldn't be surprised if they stay at 92s and keep the same set structure. But don't quote me on that. Don't go investing. I'm just kind of thinking ahead. There were some really good budget cards because Campus Heroes became really, really cheap because of all this. And I wrote down some names. Jeremy Shockey, one of the best tight ends in the game. Tim Tebow was just cool for nostalgic reasons, but the majority of the people that I saw that tried him out said that card wasn't that good. All of the offensive linemen were really, really good. Chris Samuels, Bruce Matthews, to name a few, Pat Watkins, and then Herschel Walker. So some good cards came out of the Campus Heroes. The name, nostalgic name thing was really cool to see that. All in all, just a big W for Wildcard Wednesday. Thursday was, of course, the Limiteds, and feels like, if you agree with me, let me know. Feels like the Limiteds on Thursdays for like a month now, maybe even longer, just feel a little lackluster. Like, Kareem Jackson was a solid card, Marquise Pouncey, solid card, but they're just not bringing those big names, those cards that you really, really want to open packs for, and it feels like Limiteds have tailed down. Now, I know they're trying to give at least one, every team in the NFL is supposed to be getting one card, so we're getting down to the end here, and will they get rid of them after that? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see, but just seems a little disappointing lately. Thursday, we also got Next Gen Madden. It came a day earlier than expected, which is a pleasant surprise. I woke up Thursday morning, checked Twitter, and saw a lot of people tweeting about it. So that was pretty cool. Speaking of Next Gen Madden, yesterday we dropped 2 sponsored videos, sponsored by EA, regarding next gen stuff, how to convert your team over from old gen to new gen, and also the play calling system is completely different. So if you need some help with that, make sure you go check those 2 videos out. We will link them in the upper right part of your screen. There's going to be a circle with the letter I. We'll link them to this video. Go show those videos some love. Those are sponsored by EA and give you some help on converting from old gen to new gen. Friday we got the 50, and the 50 was a pretty solid drop. Our first week of 94s, as expected. I think this promo ends at 95 overall, and one thing to take a look at here is that we are getting towards the end, and believe it or not, we're not too far away from that second free overall card. So I'm a little behind here. I haven't been playing my solos, but you see, once we get to tier 16, which is week 15, we're gonna have another free card, and I think we're at week 12 now, 12 or 11, so we're getting close there. Make sure you're playing your solos, but 94 overalls. I'm still waiting for the big names like Moss. I still think guys like Vic and Bo get 50 cards, Barry Sanders possibly, so we'll have to wait and see. Charles Woodson, Sean Taylor, a couple other ones. This week it was Aaron Rodgers, bit of a surprise there, didn't expect that one. Leckler, which they gave a punter last week with Seabass. Totally understand getting a punter, they gave us a kicker last week with Seabass. Totally understand giving us a punter as well. And then Ray Lewis, great to see Ray in the game, but you guys have played this game enough know that linebackers just, unfortunately, they don't matter this year. So Ray Lewis just, kind of he's here, but I don't know. It's just disappointing that linebackers are very, very irrelevant this year. Legends on Saturday, I think we're looking at the names, you were probably like, I did it. I'm not going to lie. But both the cards are really good. Jimbo Covert, another Team Diamond who gets a legend. Last week we saw it with, I'm drawing a blank here, but the guy for the Jets. Anyway, Team Diamonds getting legend cards seems like it might be a trend going forward, and that usually marks kind of the end of the regular legend program going into Ultimate Legends. So it'll be interesting to see if they follow that path. If we get another Team Diamond that gets a legend this week, you can kind of feel that coming, right? And then usually Ultimate Legends come out shortly after the NFL season ends. And then Leroy Seliman. I got both of the cards. Covert's the best left tackle in the game without a doubt. The Seliman card actually was pretty good. I was surprised. I replaced him on my D-line. I had Von Miller kind of being the pass rusher. Before that, we had Ricky Jackson. And now we got Seliman, and he was getting to the quarterback, like, really fast. So I like the card. I'll show you my team at the end of the video. But not a bad legend drop. Not the sexiest of names, but still some pretty good cards that, when you put them on the football field, they play well. So what's coming ahead? So EA, Craylo this morning basically confirmed that Team Standouts are coming this week. When are they coming? I don't know. I see two hypothetical things here. I could see them coming out for Wildcard Wednesday on Wednesday, or I could see them coming out on Friday. Now, we still need rival solos. We're supposed to get one of those every series, and we don't know when Series 4 is coming, but I'm guessing Series 4 is going to be next Friday, so I could see it play out like this. I could see Team Standouts and Rivals at some point this week, whether it's Wednesday and Friday or both on Friday. And then next week, I could see Series 4 starting along with the Zero Chill promo, because you have to think the new series is going to start at the same time as the new promo, because with the alternate currency, we know we're going to get a new currency for Zero Chill. So we'll see how that works out. But we know within the next 2 weeks, we're getting Team Standouts, we're likely getting a new series, and we're getting Zero Chill. And normally December is the best month of MUT content. It started out a little slow, but I think things will get better soon, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. And then Team of the Week predictions for this Tuesday. A lot of people have been hitting me up about Donovan McNabb. He had this crazy, really good game in like Week 14 of a previous year. I hope it happens. You guys know, most of you know, it's my favorite player. The biggest reason why I'm an Eagle fan now. Syracuse alumni, Donovan McNabb. So I hope he gets a Team of the Week hero. Some of the current players, Baker Mayfield, Wayne Gellman, Darren Waller for sure. Darren Waller I could see getting a +1. Corey Davis, Honey Badger. I'm going to kill this guy's name, so I'll spell it instead. C-L-E-L-I-N. I'm calling him Seelin. Seelin Farrell, 2 sacks, 2 fumbles. Kyle Van Noy, Justin Houston, and Troy Hill, though the Rams don't need any more cornerbacks at all. And I believe Cody would agree with me on that one. So that's it. We got some good content to look forward to this week. Team of the Week, of course. Wildcard Wednesday, we'll see what happens there. Limiteds, the 50 coming up, more 94 overalls. Legends on Saturday. Hopefully some announcement of Zero Chill and maybe some information on that. And maybe some gameplay patches on new gen or next gen Madden, I should say. Here's my team really, really quick. 95 defense, 94 offense, so we're approaching 95 overall. Don't really foresee any changes to be made on offense unless McNabb gets a card, but I really don't want to get rid of that Steve McNair Hot Route Master, so maybe if McNabb gets a card, they'll give him Field General, and then I can use that card, and everything will be amazing. But here's our offense, and then the defense. Got some upgrades here with Leroy Seliman this week. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of MUT Recap. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.